Barca 4, Celta 2. We did it. We cut the gap closer to Real Madrid. The title race is on. And for everyone who was calling for the premature exit of Robert Lewandowski, this one was for you. Yes, I understand. He's old, he's slow, but he still has something to give. And he showed that today. What a performance by Robert. That was vintage Robert Lewandowski. That was Bayern-esque Lewandowski. Even last season, just as as close as last season, he was still doing this. So that was incredible. That's just showing guys that class is permanent. Form might be temporary, but class is permanent. So shout out to Lauren Lewandowski and shout out the whole team. Shout out the high line. That's the first thing. Shout out Hansi Flick. The high line. See guys, the high line works when guys are active and the ball is under pressure and we're pressing all the time. Yes, there were one or two mistakes here and there where I was like, okay, if there was somebody with more patience, maybe would have been in trouble and it would have been a closer game. But look, it's a risky game. It's a risky style that we play. This high line, sometimes it'll put us in trouble and sometimes it'll be the thing that saves us. So guys, relax. Relax. I know I was part of the people talking about Hansi, but let's relax. This guy did it last year. I'm sure he can do it again. Araujo in central defense next to Kobasi. Of course, we all know Kobasi is the guy for the job. Araujo, your days are numbered. Now, Eric Garcia right back, Koundé central defense. I think that's what solves a lot of our problems going forward because Koundé is a better central defender than everybody else. Even Kobasi is in some situations. But Eric Garcia can service that right back position. He's quick. He has the brains to do it. And then Araujo can sit on the bench because every now and then he'll show some sparks of brilliance. But every now and then he will revert back to his old ways. So I don't want to see that. Going forward, I think it's becoming clear and obvious that Araujo is not the guy. De Jong got a red card towards the end of the game, which would be crazy because even though we criticize De Jong and everybody talks about De Jong, his impact in that midfield cannot be played with, especially on the ball. My problem with him is off the ball. Off the ball, he has his moments of trepidation. And one thing I also want to highlight this game because going into the game I saw a lot of people talking about Rashford and saying, oh, he's not pressing, his work rate. Look, Rashford will never be Rafinha. He's never going to give us what Rafinha gives us on that end. But at least he's trying his best and he's giving us something and he's producing offensively too. And today, to be fair, he stepped up. He was chasing down balls. He was making sure to be a part of that press because that's the only way that high line will work. Everybody has to be pressing. And the only passenger we can afford to have usually is Lewandowski because he's the oldest in the team and he's the one with the weakest legs. But we can now also have Rashford as a passenger. So it was good to see Rashford wake up, step up his game today and be like, you know what? People are not just going to be talking about me. And for the Man U publication still talking about Rashford, even with all his goals and assists at this stage of the season, you guys should be ashamed of yourself. You have no job. This boy has done everything. He has left. He's somewhere else. He's producing in that place. You are still coming for him. What do you want? What do you want? Lamine, stay on the path of greatness, my boy. Like, just stay on the path. Like, everything you do now turns to gold. So just continue what you are doing. Lamine is breaking. Like, his numbers right now are ridiculous for this age. He does need a rest though. He needs to rest. Lamine should not have played I know he didn't play 90 minutes exactly, but he played closer to 90 minutes today. He should not have lasted as long as he did because he needs to relax and rest. Fermin is becoming the gem of the season. Bruh, if we can keep Pedri where he is below as a deep line playmaker and keep De Jong and improve De Jong's defensive awareness, Fermin might just save us because his intensity and his first thought is always goal. Goalwards, forward. Let me attack the game. Let me be aggressive. Let me make something happen. That's what we need. We don't need somebody that will just we have enough of guys that will let the play go and just flow and flow and flow. We need guys that will be decisive. And that's what we need in that 10, aka shadow striker position, which is what Fermin is doing now. Fermin, thank God we didn't sell Fermin, because it would have been a very terrible season if we had sold Fermin. Who would have played that position for the love of Christ? So shout out Fermin, and not just shout out Fermin, shout out to you for being ready to take that opportunity. Because with the number of tens Barcelona has, I don't even know if we knew when you would have been able to see your chance. But now that the chance has been given to you, he has done exactly what is expected of him. So going into the international break, Barcelona closer to Madrid. The race is still on. It's a marathon. They will still drop points. And to be fair, we will still drop points as well. But we need to put our head in the game. We need to watch film. We need to make sure that if we're going to continue with this high line, there has to be pressure on the ball at all times. Pressure on the ball at all times. Also, people talking about the handball. Yes, that was a handball. I don't want to. Yes, that was a handball. He moved his hand up from the natural position. Yes, his other hand was close to his body, which is what you're supposed to do. But his other hand moved to stop the ball. So I don't want to hear, was it a handball? Was it not? Yes, it was a handball. Guys, like, comment, and subscribe. It's yours truly, Zozomilli, and this is Ball Knowledge.